Señor alcalde, en cuanto escuche su nombre, para que comience a hablar, por favor.
Sí, cómo no. Gracias.
A usted, muy amable. ¿Pudiera silenciar su micrófono hasta que es su turno de hablar? ¿Sí sería tan amable?
Sí, cómo no.
Muchas gracias.
Well, excuse me, good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us for today's briefing. I'm pleased to be joined this afternoon by a telephone by the Tijuana Mayor, Arturo Gonzalez, and who I will introduce in just a couple of minutes. Also, I have with me today San Diego Fire Rescue Department Chief of Special Operations, as well as serving on the San Diego Regional Border Unified Command. John Wood, Chief Wood, joins us today. I will say to all San Diegans, thank you for your continued help and support as San Diego continues to flatten the curve. We're not stopping. We're doing our part, all of our part, to help stop the spread of this virus. Increased testing sites, increases in contract tracing, increases all countywide is a very positive sign and development. And we're seeing that progress. But we still need to give small business owners and employees alike a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what we've all been working toward, particularly these past 2 weeks, and asking for clear direction and clear rules of the road, because we are ready to recover, ready to get back to work in San Diego County. And San Diegans are ready to do it safely. And so what we've seen so far is that continued adherence to all of the things that we've been working so hard for. And my message to all of San Diegans is thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. But we also need more clear rules of the road and metrics from the state of California. And while we saw some movement on this today, I'd like to reiterate what we talked about yesterday from both County Supervisor Chairman Greg Cox and myself, that we are urging the governor to provide counties the real local control to help safely reopen, particularly like counties like San Diego, of course, where we have continued to make meaningful progress and sustained progress on COVID-19 because of all of your help and all of your support. Today, I'd like to provide a few updates. First, how San Diego and Tijuana are working together during the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, big news today on the progress to fix the environmental crisis in the Tijuana River Valley. And third, our efforts to repave one of San Diego's busiest streets by the airport. And lastly, of course, highlighting the work that San Diegans are doing to continue to step up in this time of need. But topic number one, action that we are taking to protect the health of our binational region. San Diego and Tijuana are partners. We've talked a lot about that. We work together to grow our economies. We work together to invest in our ports of entry. And we work together to solve problems. COVID-19 is one of the most difficult problems that we have faced together, because this virus, of course, knows no boundaries. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about this partnership that we have established with really one goal. How do we save lives? First, we have established a binational working group, the San Diego Regional Border Unified Command. And it includes representatives, a long list, but they're important, so I want to read them. Folks from our Fire Rescue Department and San Diego Police Department, and Governor Ferris from the City of San Diego. The County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency, our Sheriff's Department, representatives from the CDC, the City of Chula Vista, the City of Calexico, Imperial County, the Department of Homeland Security, including Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol, and FEMA, and as well as the California Office of Emergency Services. The objectives of this group is really to monitor cross-border healthcare systems and to plan and prepare for impacts from the pandemic. The Border Command meets twice per week, shares data, monitors numbers. This is important more than ever. Mexico may hit its peak in cases soon. But of course, U.S. citizens in Mexico may return to the U.S. to seek treatment. So this group that I'm going to introduce, Chief Wood, is really here to make sure that we are respond and ready to respond. And so with that, I want to have Chief Wood come up and give us a little bit about what's going on.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. The San Diego Regional Border Unified Command was created as a formal way to share information for all stakeholders within the border region. As a fire rescue branch at the San Diego City Emergency Operations Center, we noticed that our ambulance transport numbers were averaging higher after the border restrictions went into effect on March 21st. Additionally, San Diego Fire Rescue and San Diego City EOC were already part of the cruise ship Unified Command and Port Coordination Team that the United States Coast Guard stood up. The Unified Command model allows for information sharing, enhances situational awareness for potential city impacts, and allows for centralized communications through the Joint Information Center. We recognize right away that data from multiple sources and agencies, including our partners in Baja California, would be a key factor to enhancing the region's situational awareness. From there, we provided each stakeholder agency with a vision and requested both participation and associated data. As far as functionality, the Unified Command provides a comprehensive daily report to include relevant and recent data from the core stakeholders. Additionally, we have twice weekly or as needed conference calls where situation reports are shared and ongoing or new action items are captured and reviewed. More than anything, I'm proud to be part of a region where different agencies work seamlessly together for the betterment of San Diego. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next up, I'd like to introduce, as I mentioned earlier, who's with us on the telephone today, my friend and colleague, Mayor Arturo Gonzalez, the Mayor of Tijuana. Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us today. Great partnership that we've been having together between San Diego and our neighbors in Tijuana. And particularly, one thing that I want to share before I do introduce the Mayor is the work that San Diego is doing to continue to help lend our neighbors in Tijuana a helping hand. Last month, I talked about our libraries producing face shields using 3D printers. Well, today I'm announcing that these 3D printers that you can see on the screen in these face shields, San Diego is going to be donating 1,000 face shields to the city of Tijuana. It's important to note, we're not dipping into limited supplies. We're making them right here, right through our libraries. It's really going to help protect Tijuana's hospital workers on the front lines. As I've said, this virus knows no boundaries. Helping our first responders, our medical professionals in Mexico, is ultimately going to help keep us safe here in San Diego. And finally, before I introduce the Mayor, we'll also facilitate a donation of ventilators to the city of Tijuana, happening with the help of FEMA, Cal OES, and the city's Governmental Affairs Department. We've been manufactured and distributed by Cal DART. It's a group that typically assists in disasters like this, in floods and earthquakes. These 5 ventilators from the region, and potentially more in coming weeks, I think are going to help cement that partnership and show, of course, that we are all in this together. I have had frequent calls with Mayor Gonzalez of Tijuana, as well as the governor of Baja, Mayor Jaime Bonilla, as well as the Mexican ambassador, Martha Barcena. We're all coming together across international borders to help all of those in need. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Tijuana, Arturo Gonzalez. Mr. Mayor, gracias, alcalde, por estar con nosotros hoy.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Mayor Faulkner, for this meeting. I greatly appreciate it. First of all, I want to acknowledge the work that Mayor Faulkner has been implementing to keep San Diego economic and health balanced. Undoubtedly, his leadership, the county has been getting excellent results during this contingency. Today, it is proven that Tijuana and San Diego are bound together in this, and we are united and stronger than ever, combating this COVID-19 that has affected both cities, all the world, as a matter of fact. However, we work united in our common goal on getting our economic work started again. We are developing new strategies and implementing to reactivate our economy once this contingency is over. And I want to thank the Mayor of San Diego, Kevin Faulkner, for the donation of 1,000 masks that without a doubt will protect our medical staff that every day work tirelessly at the Hospital General in Tijuana. Also, the ventilators will ensure that we keep a balance and we'll keep the supply for those people that will need to get those ventilators to help them work towards this contingency. I send an affectionate greeting to all the people in San Diego. We are united with you in this fight. We wish you the best of luck. We will be always be bound together, but we will always look for one another. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to work with you, Mayor Faulkner, and appreciate your leadership in combating this coronavirus that has affected both cities.
Well, thank you, Mayor Gonzalez. Thank you for your very kind words. We are united. We are partners, the city of San Diego and the city of Tijuana, and we are going to continue to work very closely together during this pandemic. You can count on that. Thank you. Topic number two, keeping with our theme of binational relations, huge progress today on helping to fix the environmental crisis in the Tijuana River Valley. In January, our San Diego region got two major wins, USMCA, of course, and language within the USMCA on dollars and fundings for fixing the binational sewage problems in the Tijuana River Valley. It was unclear at the time when we got USMCA approved just how much would be coming to the San Diego region. And today we received word that the entire $300 million will be appropriated to our region. So I said, this is great news, because these funds are going to be used for the engineering, planning, and design and construction of wastewater infrastructure at the border. I can't thank enough the tremendous partnership and teamwork of so many local officials here, including County Supervisor Greg Cox, Coronado Mayor Richard Bailey, Imperial Beach Mayor Serge Dedina, for working on this for so many years. And of course, our representatives in Congress, who are right there every step of the way. Congresswoman Susan Davis, Mike Levin, Scott Peters, Juan Vargas, Senator Dianne Feinstein, and Senator Kamala Harris. Thank you to all of you. This was a great win for our binational region. And I want to thank the members of the San Diego Water Quality Control Board and the Port of San Diego as well. This is a great example of what we can do when we work together. And now that those dollars are funded completely by the EPA, we can get to work on the infrastructure that will protect this region for decades to come. Topic number three, repairing our infrastructure. Some more good news from down by the waterfront. For the first time in 20 years, North Harbor Drive is getting a major makeover. If you've been to the airport in the last 2 decades, you know that this is a good thing and something that was very much needed. We're really taking advantage of the reduced traffic that's happening because of COVID-19 to make projects like this happen faster and easier over less time. And so today, Councilmember Mark Kersey and our San Diego County Regional Airport Authority President, Kim Becker, joined me to share the news of this project for all San Diegans. Crews are going to be repaving the entire 3.3 miles of North Harbor Drive from Ash Street all the way to Nimitz Boulevard in both directions. And millions that travel this every year as they go to and from the airport are going to notice that difference, not only for our neighbors, of course, here in San Diego, but visitors from around the world. So big thanks to our city staff and crews for making this major infrastructure project happen while minimizing the impacts to the public. It's about making smart investments. And finally, our continued efforts to highlight San Diegans stepping up I want to highlight a great work here was Jose, a local who finds that life exists on both sides of the border. He started a GoFundMe page. I think we have some highlights we want to show. Jose created a nonprofit named Gemini, which stands for Global Emergency Mask Initiative. Make face shields, coveralls, goggles, gloves. Every day he coordinates these efforts. And the fact that they're donated, all of them, thank you to the Gemini Collaborative, Gemini.org. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for stepping up. And with that, I will pause to answer any questions.
And today's first question comes from Lamore Adams with CBS 8. Cross-border COVID cases have been on the rise for days. What prompted the city to team up with Tijuana to address this matter?
Great question. Something we've been tracking, and I'll have Chief Wood to come up because it's really about being prepared and making sure that we have all the resources on both sides of the border. Chief?
Yeah, so to answer the question, it's basically our job to look at any hazards within, for instance, the cruise ship terminals, whatever it may be, the nursing homes, the border, and find out what we need to do and to make sure that we are planning appropriately and that we have awareness and situational awareness for the city for any issues. So we worked hard on that, and that's why we made this team, and we'll continue to do that.
Thank you, Chief.
And the next question comes from Wendy Fry with the Union Tribune.
Hello, Wendy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was supposed to ask out loud. Has there been any loosening of regulations either in the U.S. tax law or with Mexican customs regulations that will allow for donations to move more easily across the border?
I will turn that question also over to Chief Wood. Again, we've been really fortunate in terms of essential travel and service to help get some of those supplies back and forth. But Chief Wood, I'll have you address that.
Hello, Wendy. Yeah, any of the donations going across there, you know, we have visibility on that. And the good thing is that we have our binational team there. And so our Denise Garcia and also Marcelo de Casas can go down there and help pave the way for that. So trust me, behind the scenes, and we're looking for all that, trying to help anything we can do to our neighbors, and they can help us. So that's what we're doing.
Thank you, Chief. Any other questions for today? Well, thank you. Again, want to thank Mayor Gonzalez for joining us via telephone. I want to thank all the work of our regional task force, all the work that's happening there as we continue to stand united as one mega region with one goal, keeping everybody safe. With that, that concludes today's briefing, and I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
+52